Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Reel. I am your host, John, and today I've got a special co-host. You guys may be familiar with him, Mr. Fat Bass's TV.
What's up, all my baby cakes around the world?
Yes. Okay. Well, that's Joel. He's a different fellow. If you guys
already regretting the decision.
Yeah, I had a lapse of judgment when I agreed to let him co-host the show here. But no, Joel's a great guy. If you guys are not already following him, go over to Fat Bass's TV on YouTube. Check him out, TikTok, all that good stuff. He is a fellow kayak angler, and he fishes with the Kansas Kayak Anglers, or he will be fishing with the Kansas Kayak Anglers here.
I just paid Josie my money the other day. I'll be at I think Perry's the next one, isn't it?
Yep. So you are officially a Kansas Kayak Angler, not only an Air Capital Kayak Angler, but a Kansas Kayak Angler as well.
Well, Air Cap ain't going nowhere because it's on my wrap on the kayak.
Heck yeah.
Like how you...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I like how you're like, yeah, go ahead and put the logo on there. And then literally like 4 months later, you guys decide to combine instead of KKA. Now it just says Air Cap. And it's just,
Oh, man. All right. Well, we're going to have to get a new wrap for you. So
there we go.
All right, guys. So we were planning on having Eric Siddiqi on tonight, and that may still happen. We're really not sure. He might be in jail. We're not sure. So we're gonna contact a local jail in his area and see if we can bail him out in time to get him on the podcast before this live feed ends. So what we decided to do, with Joel's help here, we decided to go over the history of this channel and try to have some fun with it. So we just recently hit 1,000 subscribers.
Where?
Nice air horn there. So all of you guys watching, if you're subscribed, appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys have been watching the channel for a long time now. We've been doing the podcast for a year or so. I think we started back in fall of, actually, I think it's over a year now that we've been doing the podcast. And actually it was Joel's idea, I believe. Is that correct?
I'm almost sure. Yeah. I was like, dude, get on it, man. And guess what? It's been over a year and he still hasn't uploaded to any other platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. That is definitely something that we're looking to do.
I know. But I've been on his ass, guys. Don't worry.
So, but no, I went to Joel. And I told him about this video idea that I had. And hold on one second here. All right. I don't know if you guys could hear that in the background. But anyways, so I went to Joel and told him about my video idea. And I was just going to do, like a pre-recorded thing. And he was like, dude, you should totally make that a podcast. So all credit to Joel there. But we are at 1,000 subscribers. I was looking back at the history of this thing, and I started this channel originally in 2016. And I took a long, hiatus from YouTube altogether, but I did start this back. Yeah, there's another guy who's been taking
that's been hiatus. An OG. Yeah, long hiatus. Dude, what's up, Recovery? How's it going, Dane?
What's up? So 2016 uploaded our first video. And let me go back here. Our very first video was actually something that we used for the club. We did a drawing. We were doing a giveaway for our adoptive family. And so basically this video was just put up in order to record, us doing the drawing and show people the prizes and stuff like that. And then I did a review on the Riptide kayaks, A13 water hog. So that one actually has done pretty well over the years. It's got like 5,000 views on it. But, I maybe posted 10 videos or so, a dozen videos, and then I didn't come back until, between 2018. So it was just kind of sporadic, clear into 2020. So we've been back at it since mid 2020 so far. And the videos, I would like to think, have progressively gotten better. I don't know what you guys think. We've gotten some really cool really cool hosts along the way as well. So
Yeah,
we'll
mostly
go.
me on that one. Yeah, but Christine Fisher can try to step up her game a little bit.
She's been slaying it on
Dude,
YouTube
she is
lately.
such a badass, dude. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, she is
she is.
awesome.
One day I'll be. I aspire to be as cool
Mm-hmm.
as Christine Fisher.
Dude, yeah. What's up, X Organic? How's it going, homie?
Organic. Derek, you ought to tell me, Derek, were you at the Mineland? I don't think I saw you at Mineland. Let me know. And are you going to be at Perry? So what we're going to do, this is something Joel also taught me. So shout out to Joel on this whole thing today.
Dude.
What we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to play some clips of some of our earlier videos. Okay. See which way works best here. All right, now let me go over here, and I think the first one that I
Hey,
would
hold up,
like to.
John. Hold up here. I've got to go take care of my kid. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
All right, the first one we're gonna do is this one here. This was the first fish of the year back in 2017. Really new to making videos. Tried to do a little intro here, tie in some music. Cattle were on the run that day. I think that means the fish are biting. Let me know if that is maybe it might be the opposite actually. Oh, I'm totally sharing the wrong clip here. Here we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Here it is. Out there with Marco. Shout out to Marco Munoz. Getting rigged up, dropping in the creek. That's about all I'll say about that. We're in the creek. This is the old Riptide.
Yo, look at that GoPro Hero 3 quality, dude.
That is something else too. Early days of this was before this was even called Behind the Reel. So this was called Kayak Fishing Kansas in its infant stages. The channel was, and Riptide Kayaks was a big supporter of me and of the Air Capital Kayak Anglers. So shout out to those guys and for helping me get my start.
But hey, Dane, to answer your question, I don't know. I'm going to go fishing either way. I don't know if I'm going to go to Winfield or if I'm going to go here in Wichita. I don't know yet, but either way, I'm going Saturday. I'll just have to let you know.
Turn that down a little bit.
Look at this, dude. You even left a timestamp on it. You're like, yeah, man, I'm a YouTuber.
I was a total noob.
YouTuber.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing, man. I just, I was like, I want to record some stuff and share it with everybody. And so that's what I did. I think I'm getting ready to catch you.
Here we are, 1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers. Just about got that 4,000 watch hours. I believe I did just pass 5,000 watch hours in total, which, majority of that has been in the last year for sure. Didn't have many watch hours early on. A lot of low view videos. So definitely going to start trying to target those. What do you call SEO?
Yep, the SEO, search engine optimization, for anybody who's trying to learn.
Yeah, so just coming up with titles and topics that people are going to be searching frequently. So, and that'll get recommended as well, by YouTube.
Like John's little fiasco on the water the other day. I was just scrolling through YouTube, looking up kayak fishing, and John was like 10, 12 from the top. So,
yeah.
just FYI, guys, it works.
I wish that it would have kept going. It seems like the views pretty much stopped on that deal.
Yeah. But look at your title here. We can even break that down. Just first fish of the year.
First fish of the year.
For SEO, dude, that is like, you could have put like bass fishing off my Riptide 10-foot, whatever it was. You would have done way better.
Yeah.
Look at that,
Yep.
1,002. 1,002.
1,002. Somebody subscribed since we went live.
Hey.
Thank you. Heck yeah. All right. So there was one of the first ones. So you saw that. There wasn't a whole lot of, frills on there. Something too, what we'll do is we'll go through a couple different guests that we've had on the podcast as well. So let's see here.
Dang, dude, you're getting blown up.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is doing...
I didn't make it to the pits trying to make Melbourne. What? Why not show up to Perry, bud?
Wasp. That's what I was shooting with, was a Wasp camera. They weren't even GoPros.
Oh, snap. Look at then we can tell. Dude, look at you paddling your little heart out.
Look at that, paddling. Yeah, we weren't even pedaling. I was all against the pedals at that time.
Oh, man. And now here I am, freaking with a John boat damn near and a freaking trolling motor. And how did that...
So 2016. Now here we got one in 2017. I'm getting blown all over the place here.
But your timestamp isn't in it in this one, bud.
Improvements. These small baby steps.
I can hear. Wow, dude, you were
this. Yeah, dude. I would like. It doesn't look as bad as it was, but John Harriman's prop on his pedal drive kayak actually broke.
And you didn't tow him?
Do what?
I said you didn't tow him?
Oh no, I think it. No, I didn't. I wasn't with him at the moment. I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here you are, dude. This cracks me up. This is such a great video. You're just having a blast. Look at you.
Bring it on.
Too bad you can't. Like can you turn up the volume on this thing at all?
Yeah, does it need
the
to be?
video? Yeah, dude. I want to hear you freaking hooting and hollering.
I turned it down.
Let's see here. I was gonna say I can't hear you. I could hear a little bit.
Oh, okay.
At least it's still floating, winky face. Oh, I can hear that a little bit. Marvelous fishing. Who is that, Dane? Not Dane. Who's that, John? Stephen Days. Okay, I'm on YouTube now. I'm putting the lights back on Joel's trailer, then on to finishing the install of the XI3 on Kelly's kayak. We've got another motor joining us, John.
All right, so that is a video from Kayak Fishing Kansas, not even behind the reel back in the day. 2017. Let's go up to 2018. See if we got anything there. Here's a good one from 2018.
Look, they're going to run ads on your videos, but not give you any money. What the hell?
Yeah.
They're like, this guy makes some pretty good stuff, but we're not going to pay him for it.
This is fishing some white bass out at Marion Reservoir. Can you hear this one? Can you hear the audio on this one or no?
I'll have to see. I don't hear anything yet.
I think there was something going on with my audio.
Yeah, I don't know, but it looks like you caught one. Dude, Crocs, those.
Oh, yeah. Those were leather Crocs, baby.
Oh, dude, the Crocs are where it's at, man. Dude, John, you need a pair of fish flops.
I don't think I do.
Dude, why not? For real, like why not?
Beard was on point though.
Dude, it was. Yeah, your beard's still on point. I wish I could grow one like you. I really do.
Yeah, this was, I had never done any white bass fishing before this day, and my buddy Jackie took me out. Shout out to Jackie Gage if he's watching this. He was an early Air Capital kayak angler member, and he lived out there in this area. And he was like, "Come out with me, and we'll catch some." We were going to start trying to target some hybrids, some wipers, and he was targeting them with a little tiny S waver, the 110 or whatever it is. Whatever size that real small one is, and we didn't get into them, but we did get into these white bass, and it was just one after another. It seemed like almost that day we were out fishing the dam is what we were doing.
I heard a little bit of an oh yeah.
Yeah, I think there's an issue going on with sharing.
I have no idea. It's new to you and me, but I've never used this platform before, and you've never shared live like this before, so.
No, I haven't, but this is kind of a cool deal. So appreciate you guys all watching. But this is, just meant to highlight the history of the Behind the Reel channel and where we've come from and how we got here. And here we are, catching some big white bass. There you go. Look at that, fatty.
Look at that. Yeah, that's a good one.
I was keeping them in the net. If you look, I'm dropping them down in the net. You can see that one flopping in there. And I just shove it up under my seat there and use it as a
live
well. That thing was full too.
You should have just got a stringer and tied them to their seat. Freaking just running behind you.
It's basically what I did, except I used Brooks Milbourne. What's up, man? How are you?
Dude, Brooks Milbourne. That sounds like an Australian dude.
He's not. He works with me at RMP. He's one of the shop guys. So if you got questions about electronics or outboard engines or fiberglass repair, or he's a pretty handy dude. So chainsaws, that's another one of his big things. He's your guy.
Hey, Brooks, I'm John's dad.
He's not my dad. He is not. Here we go. We're just slaughtering these white bass out here. I'm ready to do that again, Jackie.
Oh God, dude, that was so funny. I'm sorry. He's like, no, he's not. Oh man.
He said, all around nerd.
Drain plugs.
Mike is just trolling me.
He's on you, man.
Yes, I had my drain plugs in. On this occasion, I did.
Oh, speaking of, do you have a kayak yet? Or are you still using your boss's?
Well, I don't know if I'm ever allowed to use it again, honestly.
I don't know either.
After that whole ordeal.
Stephen Davis, he said, "Yo, daddy."
He's been hanging out with you too much.
Oh man, it was a hoot. Sorry, buddy. Man, that was so crazy though. I was like the second person you called telling me that, and I was like, no way. I'm sure you called Jacob before me, but
I did. Yeah, I needed somebody to come help me, and I was catching white bass today. And we got some unboxings up here. How about one that features our buddy Casual Bass Guy?
Oh, there you go. I can't wait to see this cringe. Love you, Ivan. Even though Ivan's been trolling me lately too. I think, did we lose John? No? There we go. He's back.
I'm still here. So what I'm going to do, I took that.
Brooks, that was on Marion Reservoir with all the white bass.
Do what now?
Brooks was asking what lake that was on.
Oh, yes. That was Marion. As mentioned by my lovely co-host.
Yeah, fat basses.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Look at that beard. God dang.
Dude, yeah, you're killing it, dude. Their shit always looks
State
so good.
Fishing Lake with my buddy Casual Bass Guy. Make sure you check him out if you haven't already. We fished the Air Capital Kayak Anglers event out there, and
shout out to the Air
he
Capital
joined me
Kayak Anglers. Those
along
are
for
some
the
good
ride.
looking
He
guys.
was paddling
Yeah,
a
rest in
canoe
peace.
pursuit. He was
We're still
loaned
alive and
kayak
well.
for the day by Russ. Shout out to Russ. And we had a good day out there. And I guess you'll just have to watch the video to see what happens. But make sure you drop me a comment in the comment section below.
Here we go, catching the first one before daylight. Look at that big old bug-eyed spotted bass. You didn't get a very good look at it. That was early on, in my editing career.
I know. I remember watching this thinking it was a banger, dude.
Dude, I thought so. Only 160 other people agree, apparently. How about this one? Can you hear the audio on this one?
Oh, yeah, you can hear this one a lot better.
Club music.
It really is.
Did I just catch another one already?
You about caught a face full of water.
About fell in.
Rest in peace to the yellow Outback.
Yeah. Yep. That thing is gone. The green Outback, the yellow PA's gone too. Although it's still in the family.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was over at Steven's house the other day and I seen it and I was like, ooh. Look at you go, man. You're freaking killing it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Graphing this brush pile here, like, oh, there's got to be something over here. It's like, I forgot how to land a fish.
The beard still looks nice, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, transitions. Holy crap.
That wasn't very good, was it?
Two of them. Back to back.
Two. Back to back, baby.
Three.
I don't know what I was doing. I'm just trying to learn how to edit at this point.
Four.
Boom.
So far, 4 transitions for 4 fish. That would have been pretty dope if you would have zoomed in and then it would have like zoomed out of the fish.
He just
Dude, that's
hooked into another one.
I think I just came up with a badass transition for you, John.
Okay.
So right, like when you did your zoom into the fish, and then when you zoom out of the fish's mouth, like from the chesty.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Casual
shit.
Bass Guy. He didn't get much screenplay, did he?
No, he didn't. Is Casual Bass Guy even a YouTuber anymore? Just a question.
I think so. I don't know. He said he didn't give up yet.
I've broken my hiatus. He hasn't broken his.
All right, so here we go. I think we skipped over 2019. I didn't post anything in 2019. So we had a couple in 2018. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 videos in 2018. That's it. And then nothing in 2019. This one's 2020. And here we go. Let's do a little shout out to another friend of ours here.
Rex Duval. What up, players? Dude, Rex, if you ever call me a play again, I'm going to call you a sexy mother trucker right to your face, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, my kid woke up again. I'll be right back.
Okay. Here it is. We got the stash. This one did get quite a bit of attention. People dug the stash. Pretty much everybody except for my wife dug the stash. What up, playa? I don't mind you calling me a playa, by the way, Rex. For the record, anybody else on this live stream as well. You can call me playa all you want. So here we are doing a little bit of creek fishing in the fall time. Russ Ackerman joined me out for an evening after work one day and did a little bit of fishing. Only caught a couple of fish, but he lays into a big one. So if you want to see that, it's coming right up.
All right, there we go.
Here it
Russ
is.
Caught himself a nice wiper.
There you go, up in the creek.
20-something or what?
Big old
Dang, that
tank.
thing's got a belly. Look at that.
Yo, is that the OG Russ Ackerman?
Yeah, dude.
What, crappie jig or
I've
something?
known him forever, dude.
Shout out to Russ. If you're watching this, come fish with us, man.
Look at all
We brought a whole bunch of you guys out of retirement. It's time for you too.
24-inch hybrid.
And Russ is he's a hammer. He'll put the smack down on anybody.
Almost need
any
a bigger
day.
board.
You know
That is a big old
here's
hybrid.
is Eric coming or was the
All
clickbait
kinds
for
of fish
views?
on the
LOL.
grass.
Like we said earlier,
I don't know what
Shad,
size.
They got to be.
Eric was
feeding on
supposed to be
whatever we're
here,
seeing on the graph here.
but we think
I don't know if we're
he's
seeing crappie
in
or-
jail.
There's
A mix?
crappie and
yeah, we don't know,
shad
man.
in
John
here.
just added me as a substitute. Sorry to
Nice
disappoint,
fish,
Shad. So
Oh
That's
yeah.
why I like fishing creeks in the fall.
Yeah.
Yep, I haven't heard back from him, so I'm not sure what's going
All
on
right,
with
guys,
him, but
you
that's
just
all right.
saw
We did have a
Russ's
backup
video,
plan,
24
and
inches.
this
look at the
was it.
mustache.
That is definitely the biggest wiper I think
Yep.
I've ever
The
seen
stash,
in
man.
person.
That was
I've caught
kind
a
of some
whole lot of
clickbait
them
right there,
in
just
my
the stash
time, but,
itself.
that
Yeah,
was
dude. I mean,
definitely
just
a
saying,
big
dude.
one.
You look like
And
Farva,
I
you
wanted
know.
to show you guys at least that catch.
But yep, sorry, Shad, to disappoint. I'm just here for laughs and to lighten things up. He had it scheduled, so he's like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do something else. We were even talking about. He's like, by the time we even got on here, it was almost too late to change, all this stuff anyway. So he didn't have time to change the thumbnail to make a new one. He didn't have time to change the title or anything, dude. So shout out to my boy John for coming up with stuff out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. So here is, I don't know, it's kind of a cool concept, but here's something too. Let's go over to my live tab here and let's look back at all of the different podcasts we have done. We have, it looks like our first official live podcast was one that we did with Bass Kicking Outdoors.
Oh yeah,
And-
Bass Outdoors.
Yep, and then he did one on me. He thought people would enjoy that. Apparently not. It didn't get very many views.
He said, "Did not."
So people, they'd rather hear me ask the questions than hear me answer the questions. So that's okay. Our very first official behind the reel episode was Jacob Ward. And that one was live, or it wasn't live, but it was done in person, face to face. I did have Marco on one. I had you on one. But the first official one that we did with StreamYard rather, was with Bass Kicking Outdoors, which I think has since retired from YouTube. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't know yet. I don't know how to answer that correctly. I'm not going to lie to you.
He's taking a break anyways.
For now, he is not going to be posting anymore.
Yep. And then we had Trevor Johnson, who won the Butler State Fishing Lake event. So
Yeah,
if you guys,
where's he at on the live? Come on, Trevor K. Come on, Ryan.
where
You
are
guys are
they
supposed
at?
to be supporting, dude.
No, those guys, they definitely jump on here from time to time. The next one we did was a team event that was won by Jacob Ward and Dakota Payne, and they got on here and answered all kinds of questions. They put the smackdown on them. I believe that one was at Big Hill. Then we had Jeff Scott, who won a Flint Hills event. We had Mike Dent, who won one of the All-American events. So I guess something too that I would like to mention is,
sorry, John, you see that? It looks like softball takes priority over your podcast.
oh, he's playing softball. Yeah. Yeah,
Priorities.
that's all good.
He's going to
Um,
state.
Let's see here. So you
No,
guys
you're
aren't
good, Shad.
what
I
I'm
just
looking
figured
at.
we'd clear up the air a little bit.
So basically, the whole idea of, especially these first, I don't know, probably 20 episodes or so, and really the main uh, reason that I am doing this podcast to begin with is to shed light on what we're doing here in this part of the country, in this state, in this region. I want to grow the sport of kayak fishing. That's the whole reason behind this. I've had somebody recently tell me that I'm doing this to, for the attention and stuff like that. And I would just like to, say that I'm really doing it to put the attention on other people. I'm really trying to put the focus on, the people that are winning these events, on the organizations that are running these events. I'm really just trying to make people aware of the opportunities that they have if they want to get into the sport of kayak fishing. So,
I just want to say, who's the one talking smack saying you're doing this for attention?
no, he's a weirdo. And then the funny thing about it is after he got on one of my posts and was acting like a weirdo, and telling me that I'm doing it for attention, has been on the local forums, just trying to get his own attention, posting pictures and all this stuff. So I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt for sure, but
Bet you he hasn't won any tournaments on legal
he
dope swim bait.
he doesn't ever fish any tournaments. That's the other thing. So then we had, James Francis. We had him on. We've had Fat Basses TV here. We had Edwin from Legal Dope Swim Baits. We've had him on.
Dude, that was a
couple
good
times.
one. Edwin from Legal Dope was a good one.
We've had Kevin Kerr for winning the Big Hill event last year. We've had Jay Schwarzkopf for winning the All American at
Both of the
Wilson.
Kevin and Jay are hammers.
Oh yeah. And then let's see. I was on another one. Very low, very low views on both of my episodes. Jeez.
Was that the one that Jacob shot of you?
Yep. And then Chad Davison for winning the Truman Lake event. We've had DJ on a couple times for winning all those tournaments that he won. Yeah, man. I mean, we just had a bunch. We had from the Mineland Wildlife Tournament, we had like the top 4 people from that event on. We've had your buddy Matt Scoochis.
Kunis. Where's he at, by the way?
He was at Mineland.
Well, I know, but he's not on here.
No.
I better send him a Snapchat to make sure he gets on here real quick.
Let's see, where did I go? Okay, I'm on the wrong screen. Marty Hughes, James Leggett, Richie Lockery. We had Brian Brook, Peyton Stumpf. We had my boss, Justin Russell. I mean, we've had all kinds of, if you guys, like you said earlier, we had Christine Fisher. We've had Marshall Arnwine. I think Marshall Arnwine might be one of our highest viewed ones. That one was a really good one. If you guys haven't seen that one, you need to check it out. He is the homeless fisherman.
Dude, I seen that one, dude. Your comments were popping.
Yep. A lot of people on the live feed for that one. Mike Boyles, who's a guide out in Table Rock.
Travis Birch had a lot
one.
of views. That's what, 580 on Travis Birch?
Yep. And he's running the World Fishing Tour.
Yep, the WFT. He also has that Temptation Tackle,
and they are supporting the club this year. So definitely shout out to them. The Brennan Banks one, we had a lot of good interaction on that one as well. So a lot of really cool stuff going on the podcast for sure. And then as far as let's go play a little short here.
Will it let you on your computer? I don't know if it'll let you.
Oh, it won't. Oh, yeah. I was just on the wrong deal.
It's in a different. I was going to say it's in a different format, so I didn't know if it let you do it or not. Yep, sure will. Oh, that was a good transition. Look at that. Slap that bass. Oh. Oh, God.
Are you being facetious?
I am being Joel. So what is this the second time or is this a different short?
Same one.
Okay. Oh, snap. I like how you held up the box and then you held up that like you got that out of the box. You could have sold 85 boxes right there. What the hell? Hey, Josh, I'm busy, bud.
Do what?
Hold up here. Sorry, John. Sorry, my neighbor called me. I had to make sure nobody's breaking into my stuff, you know.
All right, you're good. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go run.
Oh,
I'm going to go run and grab my charger.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Don't worry, I'll keep them entertained, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's watch this video. I don't know how many of you guys are here. You guys should leave a comment if you guys are still active and alive because we haven't had anybody. Rex, thank you so much for the. I appreciate all your hard work and everyone else that helps. Thank God, or thanks, and God bless. We appreciate you, Rex, for being around. We appreciate your activity on the page. I like how I'm talking on behalf of John, but I know he appreciates your activity. Yeah, so we're just going to watch this video, and I'm going to try to moderate as best as I can. 852 views in about a little less than a year, so he's not doing too bad. 30 likes on this thing. He has a 47.2 out of 100 vidIQ score, which means he doesn't have any triple keywords, any triple keyword SEO stuff, doesn't have any keywords. Oh, hey, John.
What are you talking about?
Oh, man.
Talking smack on me while I'm gone?
No, I was not. I was telling Rex that you appreciate him for tuning in, and I was talking about your SEO and your 47.2 out of 100 vidIQ score on the side and breaking down what that means.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's mediocre. I think the highest you can get is like 58, 59. Still up in here. There you go. Steven Davis still here. Rex Duval still in here. See, you got some mainstream supporters, baby.
Heck yeah.
Oh, Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis, we were talking about you earlier today.
Yeah. About some rod building.
Yep, rod building. I told him that I got to see his stuff. Bruh, had no idea this was live. Yeah, we had no idea you had a YouTube channel. Post something.
Who?
Casual Bass Guy commented.
Oh, he did. Casual Bass
Marvelous is still here. Hell yeah. Thank you, Marvelous. Dude, CBG, he even gave you a shout out like 10 minutes ago and even played a video that
Here's
was
me getting ready to lose a fish. I got my net out and everything, and this is out at the mine lands, and he swims up into these trees and he's gone. I think I cried.
That's okay, John. I bet you about cried when you sank too. And that was at the mine lands too.
Pretty much.
Dude, I'm sorry, but if I would have seen a $10,000 kayak sinking, I would have peed. I would have peed my pants right there. Grown man on camera.
That's not I feel like I've seen you pee your pants before.
That's not surprising. Oh. But, dude, John, so what you can do too here is you can go up there to the search bar and look up other people's videos. Like, like CBG, if he has a video you want to showcase or something, you can do that too.
CBG has a video?
Yeah, dude. CBG has heck of videos, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Weighing in the dinks.
You know what was that? You said 12 and a quarter there?
Something, yeah. You know, some of the other videos that have done really well are the hummingbird videos too.
Oh, dude, yeah, your hummingbird videos kill it. I'm telling you, if you did more electronics videos and how to read them, how to install stuff and do different things, oh, dude, there's money right there. That's a lot of money.
That's what I'm doing this for the money.
It is, yeah.
Making a killing.
Hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to hit this like button. That way we
subscribe, share.
Share is a big one right now too.
Comment.
We're trying to get, dude. John's almost to being able to get paid, so that's what we were working on.
I've got like 8 watch hours to go.
Dude, you might get them by this time. We've had 4, and we've been live for an hour, so you might get. You know, if we can get more people in here.
Dang, we're down to 3. Woo.
Yeah, Grumpy Fish posted last Saturday's video. Yes, he did. I watched it. Not a bad video. Joel, you should do more instructional fish finder videos. Dude, I don't know a damn thing about the fish finder. I have it because it looks cool. I was like, I can see drop-offs, and that's all I need to see. That and water temperature.
Yeah, so also, guys, if you're interested in fishing in this area, make sure you check out the Kansas Kayak Anglers over on Facebook. Go over like the Air Capital Kayak Anglers page. Also, we have an opportunity this year to earn a spot to fish the national championship, the Bass Nation, Kayak National Championship. And in order to qualify for that, you just need to sign up for the
19 3/4.
The Kansas Bass Nation Kayak Series over there on Facebook, and you can get signed up for that. And we're trying to get as many people qualified to fish that state championship because the top 10% will be able to actually go represent the state at the national event, which is ran in conjunction with the BassMaster Classic. So if you guys want to go fish on the big stage, definitely check out the Kansas Bass Nation Kayak Series.
Oh, this is on Cali, huh? I-1 swim bait fishing. I was wondering, I was like, I didn't know you caught a 19 3/4 over there at this pit.
Yeah, I switched up videos.
Gotcha. I didn't catch that. But yeah, I was gonna say I remember this day well.
Yep.
Because he's like, yeah, Joel, just throw over here, and I threw over there, and I nailed like an 18 3/4, something like that. Son of a gun. I think I ended that day.
Yeah, this one I was throwing that wake bait all day.
Yeah, all day. I like how you have it on hand. You have it on hand too.
It's right here, baby.
Matt Wall.
I sleep with it. At night.
I don't doubt it. You probably give that thing more love than your wife.
Why would you say that? You're gonna get me in trouble.
It's not. I won't get you in trouble unless it's true. Yeah, dude. I've got 3 more swim baits coming. I got 3 more swim baits coming from California this week.
Look how small of a fish hit this thing. Tiny.
Dude, right there at that corner though, John. I got freaking like you can. I don't know. Yeah, it was Weeby was with me, and dude, there's 2 that almost jumped in my boat. They hit top water and they came out, and 2 of them almost just flopped in my kayak. It was insane. One day I will walk the stage, even if it's just to clean it. I'm just there to clean Scooch's shoes because he won like 17 of them last year.
Yep. I wonder how he did. I didn't see his.
He said I think he got 7th. Is what he said.
How cold was the water? I don't think we need to do a scale system. I know the temperature. It was 50, 54, 53, 54.
And how did that feel on your legs?
My feet did get a little chilly because the water or the air temps were like in the 40s. So for those of you that don't know, we'll watch that one here in a second. I had a little bit of an accident. I did not check my drain plugs, and my kayak filled full of water, and I about took a spill. It was very close to losing everything. I don't know how I kept that kayak from tipping over, but thank God. Okay, so odd turn of events. Eric Siddiqi is getting ready to join us.
Oh, no joke.
Yeah.
Somebody must have called him and been like, hey, they think you're in jail, bro. Dude, we got to ask him how the slammer treated him.
That's funny.
So is he joining? What's going on?
Yeah, he said give me like 5 minutes. So
All right, freaking bet. Now it's getting ready to pop off. Now we're getting ready to get your 8 hours, bud. Hell yeah, Siddiqui is a his hammer. Casual basketball. Why don't you ever say that about me, huh? Dan, glad you made it out safe. Dude, John, we got to play the short real quick of you eating it real fast.
Okay.
Before he hops on here. Yeah, he never, casual basketball always talks smack on me. Never says anything nice. Ever.
I think that's reciprocated.
I say nice stuff about Ivan. All the time. I'm like, Ivan, you have a kayak. Oh. Did you give the man his seat back when you pulled it out of your crack?
Do what?
Oh, freaking Rex is killing me, dog. This
Pulled it out of your crack? What is he talking about?
I don't know, but it's funny that he said it. Dude, organic, how big is that fish you're holding in that photo, dude? That thing looks like a freaking stud muffin.
Okay.
All right,
You
let's
ready
see these
for it?
shorts. Let's see it.
Here's the one where I took a spill. So I was getting it. You could tell there was, the weight was shifting. The water was inside the kayak, and that for some reason all the water was going to one side. So you could tell I was leaning over.
Dude,
Look at that.
I am so glad you were right
I don't
next to the
know.
bank. I'm so glad you're right next to the bank. If you were like another 10 foot out, you'd have been so screwed. If you'd have been 10 more foot out, you'd have been so screwed.
So that thing was full of water. It was handling really bad. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And by the time I realized it, obviously it was too late. So you can see me adjusting the rudder, and that's ultimately what did me in. But the rudder was not responding because of all the water in the kayak. And
yeah, it's probably like nose down so hard it was steering the air.
But it caught it at that, right there. It catches it, boom, and that whole thing was full of water there for a second. Look at that. You can tell. Look at that.
I like how you saved the foot pedal. Dude, friggin' Rex says, yeah, your booty cracked from clenching so hard. From when you almost tapped you saying that you were clenching so hard that anyways, okay. I got it, Rex. It was funny. Thank you. John had an accident not taking place. How were you planning on attacking the pits? What baits were you fixing to use? Nuisance?
Here you go. All right, here's one I haven't dropped yet.
I'll show you. We get it behind the scenes. What is that? A freaking Slim Shake? It's kind of like a fluke. Yeah, okay, it's a fluke. Yep. Oh, cutting it down. Why cut it down though? Dang. So why'd you cut it down? Just wondering.
Just it's just a little too bulky if you leave it like that. Or just,
Gotcha. Slimmer down, huh? Oh, look at it. There it is, boys.
but just kind of trim
Oh,
it
yeah.
down. Nothing perfect, but it'll give it a little bit different action. I think that paddle tail sometimes is just creates a little bit too much drag in the water,
Mhm.
and so this will still give it that profile. It'll still also, like in dirty water, I like to have a trailer on because I think it helps them key in on the bait a little better. So that's kind of why I like the white, just because it's going to be easier to see in those dirty water situations, and it'll give it a little bit of side to side movement, but just something a little bit different.
Well, John, did you read Ivan's thing there?
Let's see here.
So, John, had the accident not taken place, how were you planning on attacking the pits? What baits were you using, or were you going to use? And was it the nuisance wake bait?
No, I did not have the nuisance tied on, but I did have the Tiny Tum tied on, which is a newer bait from him, and it's kind of a similar presentation, but it's a little bit smaller. It's a 3-piece bait. I did have that tied on, but the plan of attack was drop shot, shaky head, jig.
Oh wow, that's way not your speed.
Well, the drop shot.
That's all slow stuff.
Well, right, and I had the spinner bait tied on. I had some crankbaits tied on. I had 8 or 9 rods with me, so I did have jerk bait, which is really not my speed either, but playing with that on the active target was pretty cool. Seeing some fish follow it and stuff, but I didn't get any bites, and I really did have some confidence before things went south, that things would turn around for me, but that didn't happen. So I decided to call it quits.
So, are you going to be getting another kayak for this year, or are you just going to use Justin's?
Yeah, I will be getting another one as a plan. That should be here next month. It's going to be a Pro Angler 14 360.
Oh crap! You're going nuts. So, are you going to have an XI3 on it?
After that, probably not.
Not a big chicken. Just leave the remote on it. You don't need that foot pedal. And then 2, are you going to be running? You're going to be running Humminbird like you usually do, or are you going to run Garmin this year?
Nope, I'm going to run Humminbird still. But we'll see.
You're going to have active target.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see.
You need to talk Justin into it. You'll be like, Justin.
Some of that's still up in the air, but definitely going to be running the Humminbird. But after having that active target on for a day on the kayak, I really thought the 360 would be, better suited
more
for
beneficial.
The kayak.
Yeah.
But I think that I'd pretty much still be able to get all the same information with the live scope or active target, or maybe Mega Live. That's still on the table. It's not as good, but the thing about the 360 is it just takes up so much space and it creates so much drag in the water when you're trying to get from spot to spot. So that's the big one.
That's why I think you need active target. Is he on?
Yes, Eric is on. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on, and we're going to do a little what's in your tackle box.
All right.
So
I am going to dip after he gets on.
Okay.
All right. I've served my purpose here.
All right.
All right. So bring him on and I'll dip off.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no problem, boss.
What's up, man?
What's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good. I'm beat.
Yeah, you've been fishing?
Yeah, I was down in Florida with my boys, and and my parents, my brother, and stuff. And my parents agreed to drive them back. So I flew home yesterday morning, picked up my truck at tire discounters and got all ready, did a load of laundry, loaded the truck, and then drove 11 hours to Grand Lake for the Bassmaster.
You're in
And,
our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
You're not very, very far away from us. Heck yeah. How's the fishing out there?
I only got a few hours out there today, but I found some. It's colder than I thought it was gonna be. It's gonna be like 35 degrees in the morning. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
It's tomorrow day one or
No, tomorrow's just practice.
practice?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You got your tackle with you?
My tackle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out there.
Okay. All right. Well, are you wanting to get into that or no?
Yeah, sure.
And we can do that another day and kind of do some other stuff today or whatever works for you.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
But the intention was just to go through the tackle box and see kind of what you have tied on and some of your, pick out some of your favorite baits, kind of like the episode that Jordan did.
All right. Yeah, I've got everything tied on out there probably.
Yeah. What are you throwing this time of year?
Started out today with a spinnerbait.
Okay.
Seemed like its water temp was about 62.
Do you have quite a few spinner baits that you bring with you?
Yeah, I like throwing spinnerbaits pretty good. I was throwing the Muddy Water Special today a little bit, throwing that around. Got a few on a black and blue jackhammer, shaky head, and caught my better ones today on a jig.
Okay.
Structure jig around some brush piles and stuff.
What are some of your favorite spinner baits and spinner bait trailers? What are the ones that you're going to have tied on most of the time, and maybe ones that you're going to use in different conditions?
Yeah, I throw the Accident most of the time. I'll throw the double willow white when they're eating shad, and then I'll kind of change depending on water clarity and stuff like that. Go with a single Colorado blade in the real muddy water.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
Stuff like that.
You ever throw the Ozark Flash? Trophy Bass Company?
No, I haven't thrown those.
No, pretty good.
Cool looking spinnerbait though. I just bought a Mega Bass one today. I stopped over at Bait Works.
Yeah. How'd you like that place?
That place is cool. I went in for some shaky heads and I ended up spending $250 there. So I found some stuff.
They
I
got
liked.
all the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. What'd you get?
Some spinnerbaits. Grabbed a Accent buzzbait. Some Picasso shaky heads. I grabbed a wake bait. Some of my buddies have been catching pretty good on a wake bait, so I decided I'd grab one. I lost my.
Did you get like a 6 cents ones or something, or?
I think it was some off, some Japanese. I don't know how Japanese writing on it. I don't know what it was, but something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
good.
cool.
So yeah,
they do have some big swim bait stuff. Obviously, I want to say they probably do have some. Like, is this a JDM bait maybe that you got, or?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I think that like the Mega Bass, the Jackal, they carry a lot of that stuff too.
Mm.
But they seem to have just, it's not like going to a normal tackle shop where they have, that store is filled up to, cater to a hardcore bass fisherman,
Yeah, they had some cool stuff. I knew as soon as I walked in there, I was in trouble.
Yeah, it's cool. I've only been there once, but I was on didn't have a real big budget when I went in there, but it was just like, wow, this is like the tackle shop that you would design, or that you would, all the things that you would put in your own tackle shop. This isn't like, some guy who wants to, make money in the fishing industry just because. Like, this is made by true anglers. You could really tell that when you go in there.
And I grabbed a pack of soft plastics, or like Helgermites. Thought they'd be pretty cool on a shaky head. Shaky head bite. The
Yeah.
last time I was here on Grand was really good, so I decided to grab some stuff. So
those were made by Tackle HD, which
that's what it was. Yeah.
which are Trophy Bass Company and Tackle HD have like an affiliation with each other. I don't know exactly what it is, but they have a thing going on. So yeah, I've never fished those. I think James Watson fishes those a lot, wacky rigs and stuff like that.
They had a color I really like. One of my favorite colors is like green pumpkin with blue. Like Missile Baits has the copper chopper color, stuff like that. This is one of my favorite colors for jigs and soft plastics and stuff. Is something I throw a lot.
Okay, and that's kind of what you got on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. So where were you coming from then? Were you coming from home, or are you on the road from some other national events? Or
Yeah, I was down in Florida for a week. It was my kids' spring break. They wanted to go to the beach, so I was down there. We did a little fishing down there, and then I just flew back yesterday morning to Cincinnati, and then drove from there to here to Grand, and then after this one, I go from here straight to Eufaula for the Hobie.
Nice. Heck yeah,
and then
man.
after that is the KBF on Gunnersville. So it's a 3-week swing.
Have you really even got to like sit down and just enjoy the big win, or have you been just bouncing back and forth ever since then?
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy since then.
Yeah.
Something every weekend. And I mean, I think everybody who knows me knew that I was probably going to be at just about every tournament I could after that win. that's
yeah.
I was ready to go, and yeah, I got a
you
little
feel
late
like you have
start.
some, yeah, sorry.
I got a little late start because I was watching my Bengals go on their Super Bowl run, so I skipped a few tournaments at the beginning of the year to watch that. So I was ready to go. That was my first tournament, the Classic win. So
Heck yeah.
but the last time I was here at Grand was a KBF Open, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I ended up in 8th place with 9 fish, and I had big bass both days and overall big bass. And if I would have caught a 15 something that first day to go with my 4, then I would have won that thing. So this place is that's haunted me ever since. So
Yeah.
I had to come try to get a little payback on this place.
Heck yeah, man. Let's see here. What was I going to say? Okay, so just maybe for some of the people that don't know you, I've got a couple questions. So, would you consider yourself like a finesse guy or a power fishing guy? If you had to choose, which way would you go?
More finesse guy. I like fishing slow. I like setting the hook. So, fishing. I fish a lot of jigs and slower things. A lot of soft plastics and stuff like that. That's more my thing. I really don't throw crankbaits hardly ever, or even jerk baits unless I have to. So like anything with treble hooks, I'll throw a whopper flopper stuff and some top waters, but I kind of stay away from the treble hooks. I like anything with a single hook. I feel like I land more and just what I like to do. So if I can usually find something they'll eat with a single hook.
Heck yeah. And so do you go spinning or casting? Are you mainly a spinning guy because of the finesse presentation, or?
I do both. It just depends on the situation. Yeah, but all my jigs are obviously casting, and I throw I like to throw a caffeine shad is one of my go-tos when it's tough, or if I'm fishing shallow grass and clear water and stuff like that. Something I like to throw on the spinning rod, or shaky head, or small swim bait.
That's actually what I've got on this spinner bait is a caffeine shad.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, kind of a different use for it.
Yeah.
So let's see. So braid or fluoro. What about line? Like, do you like to throw braid on your spinning stuff?
Yeah,
with like a
he's
fluoro leader mainly, or
yeah braid backing on all of it. Usually 15 or 20 pound braid,
okay.
and then I'll get a 8 to 12 pound leader usually.
How many rods are you bringing on the boat with you in a typical tournament?
12.
Yeah,
Yeah, usually take 12 out with me.
heck yeah. And you probably don't ever even touch half of them, do you?
Yeah, usually not. Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully I've got them dialed in a little better. I don't have to,
before
but
you.
sometimes I just
Yep.
the way I feel about it, the bite can change.
Hmm.
Anytime, and so you might have to turn around and grab something else and throw it, or you might see something on the water that you want to throw something different at, or whatever. So I like to have everything right there with me, so I can have the option to throw whatever I feel like throwing.
So will you pretty much so like when we were talking to Jordan about like all the tackle that he'll bring with him, on the road, and then he'll kind of condense that down, obviously, like what makes it onto the kayak, but how many tackle trays, or like what, that's kind of what this whole thing is about, right? Is just trying to get a feel for what you're bringing on the kayak with you in a typical tournament. Are you overloading? It sounds like with rods you are. Are you doing the same thing with tackle, or is there going to be situations where you got to go back to the ramp to get some of the stuff that you might not have brought with you?
Yeah, I usually got to have everything that I want with me. I'll carry a box of spinner baits, a box of buzz baits, a box of frogs, jackhammers, uh, swim jigs, structure jigs, football jigs, and then those are my boxes, and then I'll have a couple terminal tackle boxes. The Cal Coast battle boxes are awesome for that. So I
Okay.
carry one for my weights, one for my hooks, and then in the front hatch. I'm in a PA 14. My front hatch, I have 30 pounds of plastic probably.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of different soft plastics for everything.
Oh yeah. Shad here, I put it up on the screen, but I didn't ask. Are you going to fish the All American at St. Clair? Is that on
When
the?
is that?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look here.
Yeah.
But is the All American on your radar at all?
Well, I've got a pretty full schedule. I saw I love St. Clair, so I'd love to go there. Um, Depending, but man, it's my schedule's kind of crazy this year. So I'm hoping to get a chance to go to St. Clair for something. I saw Topwater has a St. Clair event also at the end of the month, but I'll be at the
June
KBF on
4th,
Donesville.
St. Clair
Okay, I think that's
for the
the
All
Hobie on
American.
Chickamauga.
Okay. So is that one that you fish a lot, being from that part of the country, or?
St. Clair?
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of success there at St. Clair, but I've really pretty much only ever fished it when there's been tournaments there. My first time ever on the water on St. Clair was probably 5 or 6 years ago. At the first, well, it wasn't the first one, but it was the first one I fished of the Border City Classic. It was like a little kind of Americans versus Canadians tournament, and yeah, my second year fishing it, I came in second, and then the next year fishing it, I won it, and then the next year I won the Hobie there and the KBF there. So I've had a lot of
Nice.
success there on St. Clair. It's one of my favorite places.
Heck yeah. And so where did you get your start fishing? Is this something you've been doing since you were a kid, or?
Yeah. So my mom was from Corinth, Mississippi, and we'd go down there in the summers, and my uncles had ponds and lakes, and I'd go fish them. And then I got to the point where I would just get my mom to drop me off at Pickwick, and I kind of, would go. Um, I'd work on. My uncle was one of the guys who started Tom's Peanuts, so I'd go work on the trucks and make some extra money to buy tackle, and I'd go to Walmart and buy different stuff to try out. And she'd drop me off at Pickwick, and I'd stay there all day and learn how to throw taught myself how to throw a jerk bait and football jig and swim bait, spinner bait, everything out there on Pickwick. Just kind of I always watched BassMaster and everything, and I just always loved it. I remember, really remember the first day I really fell in love with it. I was fishing. I was kind of been more than 6 or 7. I was with my brother and we were fishing one of my uncle's ponds, and he would always bait our hooks for us. We were fishing for catfish or bluegill, whatever we could catch. And one day, we're like, Uncle Billy, can you bait our hooks for us? And he was doing yard work. He's like, today, boys, if you can't bait your hooks, you can't fish. So my brother was like, "Oh, forget that," and goes inside. And I was like, "All right." So I figured it out, put the worm on there myself, cast it out, and caught the first fish by myself. And after that, they couldn't get me in to eat dinner. And
Nice.
it's kind of ever since then. I've always had that passion for fishing, and it's never went away. It's definitely not eased up at all. So, but
Heck
yeah. I kind of taught myself everything. That's why I think I fish a lot differently. I'm a little more open-minded to things and don't get too stuck. And when I was teaching myself stuff, and I didn't know that a jerk bait was considered like a cold water bait. I caught fish on it year round. So
Yeah.
stuff like that I don't get too stuck in what you're supposed to do certain times a year or whatever. I just do what I think I should do instead. So it's kind of helped me, I think.
Heck yeah. So a jerkbait's an example of that. What's something else? Do you have another like oddball thing that you're not supposed to catch fish on that you do?
Yeah, I used to catch. I'd throw so one of the creeks I like to fish in Pickwick, they would spawn in there, and I would throw a football jig in the bed, and they'd eat it, or they'd pick it up and take it out. so I'd catch them on that. Something you don't usually see people bed fishing with.
Yeah, no, you don't. But why not? Have you acquired any deals yet, or have you? I know it's pretty early on, but do you have people reaching out to you wanting to work with you after the big win?
Oh yeah, for sure. Rain gear I'm wearing right now is buck and bass, so that's a new one I got. There's a few others I'm talking to, St. Croix rods, and let's see here.
Have you been using St. Croix for a while, or?
Yeah, I've used St. Croix for a long time.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're at the Dakota house. There's the stores over here. We just got in the Dakota house today, so.
You guys all bunking together, or?
Yeah, that's Casey Reed. So I just sent him the address. He came over here. I thought some other guys would be here, but I think a bunch of them are looking to follow for next week.
Yeah.
It gets to be tough going every week to a different tournament, different lake, and so sometimes
it is
it's better
definitely
to
a lot. It's a lot chillier than you would expect this time of year, isn't it? Water temps included.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, honestly, I have like kind of a shell of a winter coat that I use, and I took it out of the truck before I came here, thinking I wouldn't need it, and I kind of wish I hadn't have now. It looks like I'm gonna need it in the morning.
Yeah, I did the same thing. We had one of our tournaments this last weekend, and I bunked with Mel Ash and Richie McMichael, and Mel was like, "Is that all you're wearing today?" And he's like, "I got an extra set of bibs," so he let me borrow them. And yeah, I did the same thing. I was not prepared because I think the forecast, the high was like 70, or something. So I was like, "Oh, I'll be fine," But no, that morning, it's a lot colder in the morning. That's for sure. I think it was like 30s when we got up. I don't know if you're dealing with that down there, but you're not very far south of us here, and it was pretty chilly and windy.
Yeah,
today.
It's going to be really windy this week too, so it's always fun.
How often do you respool your line?
I just kind of watch my reels once they start getting low. I'll respool them, or I'll do it, at the beginning of the year, and maybe once or twice during the year.
Okay.
Usually, rods I throw more, I have to respool more. So.
Okay. Are you?
I cut and retie a lot. I don't like take any chances on breaking fish off and stuff. So I run that line down pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a preference on line?
Yeah, I use Sunline Sniper on just about everything.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, I really just started using that stuff last year, but I ended up spooling it up on about half of my rods. And then I did actually run the crank stuff. Have you used that at all?
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
I'm
crank a
trying.
lot, so
Yes, yeah, you did mention that. Do you get, well, you said you mentioned jerk baits. Is that something that like is that kind of something that you would go to? Like like is that power fishing for you, jerk bait or
yeah, spinner bait.
yeah.
That's probably the most power fishing I would say that I really do. Something like that.
Let's see. He's giving me crap here. He said, "Did you borrow all of your gear on Sunday or Saturday?" Yeah, I did see that too. Ivan, Jason Christie said he respools every single time on the water. That made me really wonder. I'm like, geez, I can't imagine doing that. Not,
Mm-mm.
I doubt the guy's paying for his own line. So, but
Right.
still, even just having to do that, just having to go through and spend the time, and I mean, if you're going to do that 4 or 5 or 6 times, or 12 times, I just can't imagine spending that much time. But when you're on the road, do you find yourself kind of rigging and spending a lot of time doing that on your off time? I mean, or are you finding yourself at the bar having a beer or killing time in other ways?
I do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It just depends, but I definitely do a lot of rigging and play around with some different stuff when I'm getting ready for a tournament and stuff. Um, Thinking about what I might want to throw. It doesn't always work out that way, but yeah, I do a lot of that.
And then so like give us an idea of like what you're bringing on the kayak. So what are you storing all your tackle in? Do you have like a tackle management system of
Um,
some sort?
yeah, like I said, I use the Calicos battle boxes for terminal tackle, and I've
Yeah.
been trying out the Plano Edge boxes, and I like
Mm-hmm.
them pretty good. So that's what I've been doing. And then as far as soft plastics, I just use like giant Ziploc bags and kind of
Mm-hmm.
separate them by whatever it is.
Do you use like a black pack or like the Hobie crate
Oh
or
yeah, I do. Yeah, I have a black pack.
okay?
That new one looks pretty sweet too. I'm looking forward to getting that.
It does. I've been eyeballing that as well. So my buddy Jacob is supposed to be getting me one. He's over there at Bud's Bait and Joplin, and they're supposed to
Mm,
be getting a bunch of those in. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm still rocking an old cooler that I've modified.
yeah,
I ran
I
a
used.
milk
Yeah.
crate for a long time.
Hmm. That's what I did too. I used the milk crate for a long time,
Zip
and
tied
put
some
12,
PVC.
12 rod holders around that milk crate. I used that for a long time.
Yeah, I can imagine putting 12. Like I think I had maybe 6 or 7. I mean, you've
Yep.
got to be just getting stuff like caught, like hooks caught on each other all the time.
No, it's not bad. I got three on, I'd have three on every side, just like I have on my black pack.
Hmm.
And, well, it helps I
Oh,
don't throw a
even
lot of,
immediately behind you
yeah,
on
right
the,
behind me.
yeah.
Hmm.
I
So
always
it
try to
helps I
keep
don't
that
have
one
throw a lot
free.
of treble hooks. That kind
That's
of
true.
keeps, yeah.
Do you
I've
ever
got,
use like the Calcoast makes them that the bait bag things that you
yeah,
put
the
your,
bait
you ever
sack.
use
Yeah.
those? Bait sack?
Yeah, I've used those, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
on anything with treble hooks. So I'll actually, because I don't throw a lot, I'll keep a few in a bait sack and take them out with me or something. Just grab a few bait sacks if I'm thinking
Yeah,
about throwing anything like that.
I've been using some of those, and then I've got these from 6 Cents, which actually fit up under your seat really well. I don't know
Mm.
what you put under your seat, but this is what I'm putting a lot of my soft plastics in.
Okay,
So
cool.
kind of a
Yeah, I
different
keep
deal.
my battle boxes under the seat.
Okay.
Keep the weights in the battle box on the left side and the hooks on the right side, so I know which one to grab every time.
I've seen that when they have like little containers inside to
Hmm.
keep like different. I have the Plano version of that, which is pretty cool. They have a similar, system where all of your weights are inside of its own deal, and they're not just shaking around loose in there.
Right.
And I mean, it's really handy not to have to sit there and, separate your hooks because they're falling over into the other dividers, and
And I
pretty
have,
handy.
everything labeled so I can get the stuff fast. I know everything is. And with some of the stuff I used before that, I'd always end up getting water in, and I'd get, rusted hooks and stuff like that. So when
Yeah.
you've kind of got 2 layers of protection there with those little containers,
Mhm.
keeps the water out and stuff. So it really helps.
I take it, being a finesse guy, you don't get into the bigger baits, or do you? Like,
Yeah, I like throwing big swim baits and stuff. Yeah, we'll do that.
do you?
hmm
What are some of your favorites?
Throw the mag draft
Mm-hmm.
and some true bass swim baits. I'll throw sometimes some Kitex.
Mm-hmm. So, like the mag draft, do you ever get into the bigger, like 8 inch, or do you stick with like the 6s, or?
It depends where I'm at.
Yeah.
If I'm somewhere, Gunnersville or somewhere on the Tennessee River, I might try a bigger one, an 8
Yeah.
or something like that, but usually a 6. And
Okay.
I'm looking forward to trying out. Z-Man just came out with some new swim baits, that Hercules and stuff like that. So I'm looking
Is
forward
it
to
a bigger
trying some
one,
of those
or
out. Yeah,
really? I haven't even seen that. Heck
yeah,
yeah.
that should, yeah,
Supposed to last forever too, like their other stuff, or?
yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the good thing about Z-Man stuff is you can buy a pack and it'll last you all day.
But you're keeping all of your soft plastics in like the original packaging, basically.
Yeah.
So maybe did any of that start because of the Z-Man stuff that you like to throw, or just trying to keep it separate?
Yeah, just trying to keep everything separate.
In years past, I've used a Plano box and just taken them out of the packaging and, put them in there. And I did that for a
Yeah,
long time, but you ruin a lot of baits like that,
yeah,
and
exactly.
the boxes start to warp
hmm
but let's see here.
Yeah,
Chad
I just try to
says,
stay as organized as I can so I can, get what I need as quick as possible. And, especially when you're fishing tournaments, not having to waste time looking for stuff is a big deal.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I find myself getting a little bit too rushed, where you don't do things that you probably should just because you don't want to spend that extra time, and part of that is just being organized, being prepared.
Right. Yeah. I actually skipped a tournament, the KBF on Murray, right before the BassMaster Classic because I started getting ready and realized just how unorganized everything was, and so I ended up spending a few days just organizing everything instead, and just focusing on the Classic, and that ended up working out pretty well. So.
It paid off.
hmm
You wonder, how things could have gone differently if you had gone in there and, maybe just been a little bit scatterbrained, and probably wouldn't have helped your confidence, going into the big show.
Right.
So how far does that go? Like, how much of your success do you attribute to like your mental state?
Oh yeah, it's everything. Confidence is everything. I'm sure a lot of tournament fishermen will tell you. And you could lose it real fast too. It only takes a few tournaments to lose that confidence. But confidence in that you could win any tournament you're fishing, and in what you're throwing, especially if you're throwing the right thing and the bite's slow or something. Just that confidence, knowing that you're throwing the right bait. That's a big thing.
And you've mentioned some of these bigger tournaments that you've won, and there's only a handful of them. I mean, and you fished probably hundreds of them. So I mean, as as successful as you have been, you get beat up a lot when you're fishing these tournaments. You can't go in and win them all, and that's something that I think an angler definitely has to have, is they have to be able to learn how to lose.
Yeah, you
It's
have
important.
to. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's going to happen more often than not. I mean, you're going to go in and I don't know, what is fishing consistent, for what you're doing. I mean, top 20, top 30% maybe,
Yeah.
As an average would probably be pretty damn good. Be pretty hard to pull off with, a a lot of the people that you have to fish against on a weekly basis.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd say top 10% is probably pretty consistent. I usually stay around that range, I think. Um, I had a good year early on where I didn't win a tournament that year when I started, but I was probably top 10% in every tournament. And I thought I had a great year, but nobody really pays attention if you're not winning.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yeah, but no, you got to be able to count that as a success. You know, if you walk away from that year where, you know, you were able to, you know, basically have a top 10% average. I mean, you can't walk away from that with your head hanging low. Like, you got to be proud of that.
Right.
You know.
Hmm.
Chad says, "Did you find a lucky turtle at the Classic? And did you not make the mistake of letting him go a day early?" What is that one?
Well, I was fishing the KBBT championship on Reelfoot last year and found a baby turtle in practice and kept him with me in the kayak. And the morning of the championship, I ended up making it to the championship. Morning of the championship, I thought I'd, get some good karma going and let him go. And as soon as I did, the wheels fell off. Everything went wrong. Had a rod go in the water, had to go in after it, my drive break, had my rudder break. Just everything went wrong that day. It was bad. So yeah, no, I didn't have a lucky turtle.
Did not. Casual Bass Guy, what is your favorite part of kayak fishing tournaments? Competitiveness, camaraderie, traveling, being outdoors, winning. And shout out to you for coming on from the Kansas guys.
Man, I love the camaraderie and hanging out with the guys and everything. It's one of the things that's kept me going all these years. Even when it gets tough, I look forward to it so much. And hanging out with like-minded, people, and we talk about fishing and tackle and how we caught them and all that stuff. And I love that part of it. That's probably my favorite part of it.
Okay. Do you mind, like, do you get tired of being on the road, or do you like that part of it?
No, I love it.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Is it always Airbnb, or do you ever like pack a tent or sleep in the truck, or?
Yeah, I do sometimes we do some camping, and I sleep in the truck a lot,
Really?
because I don't mind sleeping in the
I
truck
can't
either.
stand it. Man, I'd rather sleep on the ground.
Yeah, I figured out how to make it pretty comfortable, but
Yeah.
a couple pillows, and I sleep across the front, and I keep a sleeping bag in there, and a thick blanket, kind of layer it. So
You like center
it's not too
console
bad.
folds up or something?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
So it's not too bad. A couple of years ago, I'd keep my truck running and charge batteries on it. It's too expensive to do that anymore. You might as well get an Airbnb.
I guess.
So I gotta find somewhere to plug batteries in and stuff. But I think I might be setting my truck up to charge everything off a couple big Dakota batteries and have my
Yeah.
truck charge them as I drive. So I'm working on getting that going now.
Heck yeah. What's your favorite jigs and soft plastics to throw?
Soft plastics. I throw a lot of Z-Man, missile baits. I throw a lot of that. Of course, a Senko is always good. As far as jigs, I've thrown a lot of V&M over the years. They've changed a few things that I liked, and that I changed it to where there's some things I don't like about them as much. So I've actually been looking at some jig companies trying to get some made the way I want them. So
Nice.
Joe Kamadi actually sent me a few jigs to
Yeah.
try out. Yeah, so I'm trying those out now. I caught a few on them today actually. So
Very cool. Heck yeah. Do you think Lambert has a thing for grannies?
I don't know. I saw him at a pool hall one time, and I mean, he had some eyes for one of them. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Everybody's
no
got their
judgment zone.
thing.
Yeah. Grannies need loving too.
They're right. Yeah.
I mean, Oh shoot. Let's see. I had something on the tip of my tongue here. What about electronics? So I'm really big into electronics, and that's what I do for a living. I sell marine electronics. What do you got on the boat, and like, what are your favorite features of what you have, and yeah, just go into that.
I've always used Lowrance.
Okay.
Now I'm using an HDS 9 Live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually that's one of the sponsors I picked up after my win was
Very
Lowrance.
nice.
So they just sent me an active target. So I'm getting
Congratulations,
that set
man.
up. Thank you. So I'm getting that set up now. I'm looking forward to getting that front facing sonar.
How
That
are you
looks really
mounting it?
cool. I picked up a mount from Dugout,
Okay.
and so I'm gonna get it mounted with their setup.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if they do the fishing specialties ones or not. I'm not sure if they have their own deal, but yeah, that's actually what I had on this last weekend. I was borrowing the boss's kayak, and that active target is very nice. Um, yeah, I normally fish with the Humminbird Mega 360 stuff, but just being able to see the fish's reactions and it definitely picks out fish a little
Hmm.
better than like a 360 or your side imaging or
Right.
whatever would. But no,
Yeah, I heard
that'll
you say that you thought that 360 would be better for a kayak, and I actually thought the same thing also when all this stuff started coming out. But uh, yeah, I think you're definitely fishing at a disadvantage if you don't have some type of front-facing sonar.
yeah.
And I looked into the Garmin stuff and everything, but I'm so comfortable with my Lowrance, and I've used it for so long. I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable with it, so this is going to be an easy transition for me to try this um, active target out. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it, it seems to be just a little bit more, user friendly as far as not having to sit there and, you hear all those Garmin guys, and Garmin's great, don't get me wrong, but what's your settings, and they're all, well, I'm having trouble with this, and there's so many settings. I think people can get overwhelmed with it. Like that Lowrance, I didn't do anything. I just powered the unit on, and it you really don't probably have to make any adjustments to it. But we work with Josh Jones, and he's out there, targeting double digit fish from 80, 90, 100 feet away. It's ridiculous the stuff you can do with that thing, and I think Garmin's going to kind of, get back into, Garmin was ahead, obviously, in forward facing. And honestly, I think the Lowrance pulled ahead with active target. I don't think it really was seen that way first off. But as people like Josh Jones started using it, they started seeing there were definitely advantages over the Garmin LiveScope. And now Garmin's coming out with their new one, so
Right.
but I think it's we've done some comparisons. So if you guys anybody watching wants to see what those two look like head to head, go check out the Russell Marine Products YouTube channel. We got some comparisons on that. But
Cool. I
yeah, you
really
won't
like
have
being
any
able
trouble.
to. I mean, I don't know how easy the Garmin is to do stuff like this, but as far as like setting up my own screens, like I run, the side scan across the bottom, and then I'll run uh, traditional sonar, down scan, and my maps, three on the top, and
Hmm.
then I, have voltage for my battery, and the time and water temperature, and I could put them, anywhere I want real easily. So that's one of the things I really like about my Lowrance.
Do you ever target individual? Like, do you ever vertical jig? I guess is really the only way to target, individual fish with what you have now. Is that
I,
something that you're used to, or
I'm yeah. I mean, I do
yeah,
it when I come over fish and mark them and then turn around and fish them. So yeah, or even single fish sometimes. You follow as an example. Last year I was fishing. I pushed back into this backwater pond, and I wasn't really catching anything. And I was coming over fish, so I was seeing them like I would see single fish. So I ended up I came over a fish and turned around and flipped a shaky head at it, and it ate it. It was I think 20 and a half or 21.
nice?
And so I started doing that, and I ended up catching a few good ones that way. So you can still do it. You know what I mean? It's basically the poor man's active target.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Yeah. Do you have like where is the kayak your first vessel, or did you come from bass boats or
yeah, I always bank fished. I mean,
yeah.
um, and I started fishing around lakes in Cincinnati and stuff like that as I got older, and I'd go down and fish Pickwick and stuff like that down south, and um, then some of the gravel pits that I fished in Cincinnati, I started watching Chad Hoover, fishing out of a kayak, and I thought I could do that. And I was thinking all the places I could get to that I can't from the bank. So I ended up buying a FS 128T from Bass Pro, and got me on the water. And I remember the first month I was kayak fishing, I got on one of those lakes, and nobody fishes it. It's full of gizzard shad and crappie and giant bass, and I had a 43-pound day with my 5 in Cincinnati with my best 5. I didn't even know anything about measuring fish back then, so I don't know what they went on the board, but
Wow.
I just carried a scale out with me, and I broke my PB 3 times that day. I had a 8.7, an 11.4, and a 12.65, and
Holy crap.
on a lake in Cincinnati. Yeah,
That's crazy. In
so
Cincinnati?
yeah, it's
That's
owned
nuts.
by some gravel company or something now, and then you can't even fish it anymore. But
Huh.
yeah, it's a pretty amazing lake.
That's nuts, man. I wouldn't think. I mean, is that a tough place to bass fish? I mean, or
Cincinnati, typically, yeah, a lot of the lakes are very
Ohio,
tough.
or just even the surrounding area. You think of like maybe perch and all these other like. Did you ever get into those species, or was it always bass?
Yeah, it was pretty much always bass for me. I do crappie fish sometimes. My oldest son's first birthday party, me and a buddy went and caught 100 crappie, and that's what we had for his first birthday party, and everybody loved it. So, I eat a lot. I used to go out and I'd tie a light to a tree overhanging on the water, or a brush pile or something like that, point it down the water and go bass fish for an hour, and then come back and just drop a jig down and just catch one after the other.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think like, I would say bass fishing here in Kansas is, traditionally kind of tough. But we have a lot of good anglers around here that can go outside of the state and do really well. Do you attribute, learning where you did how to fish to maybe some of the being able to hold it together in tougher conditions and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. If you catch bass in Cincinnati, then you can catch them anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Cincinnati, but it's not the best place to be a fisherman. it's
Yeah.
it's a good place to be a tournament fisherman in that it's central, and it doesn't take me too long to travel. It's like 5 hours to St. Clair, 5 hours, 6 hours to pretty much any Tennessee River lake and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's good to be central like that. But when I'm home, I don't fish a whole lot anymore. I'm kind of spoiled now, fishing all these great lakes I travel to. But yeah, growing up trying to catch bass on those lakes definitely, I think helped me.
Yeah. And you almost, you talked about not fishing a lot when you go home. You almost need a break. I mean, don't
Yeah,
you, from all the
yeah,
traveling and you're away from the family. You got kids and
exactly.
stuff. I mean,
hmm
you
I
want to,
pretty much spend time with them. Yeah, that's why in the off season, instead of going after new sponsors and doing a lot of things I should do, I just completely focus on the kids for
yeah,
the 4 months or whatever I'm home for. But the first few months are always kind of crazy. March, April, May, June are pretty tough, and then it kind of
mhm,
starts to die off. And then at
slows
the end of the
down.
year, you got a few championships, and so. But
What do you think about the Bass Championship being, scheduled that time of year? Like, do you like it? I mean, obviously you're not complaining, but, going from winning the championship, traditionally that's, in the kayak world, that's something that you kind of send the whole year off with, right? But you kind of kicked off the season. Like, I guess, do you think there's benefits to that or disadvantages to that?
Yeah, I mean, KBF always did that until COVID happened. They had to push it back, and now it's at the end of the year. So I'm kind of used to it in that way. Um, yeah, it's different, but it's nice. It's like KBF also did the 10 to start the year off, and so sometimes those championships at the beginning of the year is a good opportunity to to make some good money and get your year started off right. So I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, especially if all the trails are kind of paying attention to each other, but maybe they're not all doing all the championships one time a year. If they're kind of spread out, then it makes it a little better.
right. Yeah.
If you were to have to tally up, like even just go through in your head, what each box might be worth, and try to come up, or if you have already thought of this, how much money in tackle, like if you were to have to file an insurance claim, if you did like me, I don't know if you saw this, but I about lost everything this last weekend. And if you pulled the John and you lost all your tackle, what would it cost to replace it? No rods, no reels, just tackle.
I don't even want to think about it.
I think Jordan came up with about, I think we're right around $2,000 on his.
Two?
Yeah. I think it would be pretty easy to do. I mean, now being a finesse guy, maybe you don't, he's got a lot of crankbaits and those add up pretty quick.
I still have a lot of crankbaits and all that stuff. I just don't throw them unless I have to. But gosh.
I mean,
I think it's probably closer to 10, honestly. Yeah. If you go look in the back of my truck.
In tackle?
Yeah.
On the kayak?
On the kayak? Yeah, probably around 2, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got a tackle shop in the on the back of my truck. I got a truck bed cover, and there's a tackle shop in there.
Yeah.
If anybody really needs something, that's staying at the house or whatever, they know they could go. I could probably find it in the back of the truck.
So do you find yourself, kind of redoing your tackle throughout the year based on the conditions and stuff, like, or are they already like pre-made in Plano boxes or whatever, or what does that look like?
Yeah, things definitely get mixed up and everything. Fishing tournaments and stuff, you're not putting everything away right where you just throw it in a bag or whatever. Yep. So a few times over the year I'll have to just go through everything and reorganize it all, or just I get to the point where I can't find anything, and that's no good.
What do you bring on the boat other than tackle? Like, do you bring any like first aid stuff? Scales, pliers, like, obviously there's your normal stuff, but do you bring anything maybe out of the ordinary, or what is laid out on the deck of your boat at any given tournament?
Let's keep some clippers on, the little, with the carabiner or whatever it is, tied to my seat.
Do you bring a scale? Is that even?
No, not anymore, really. I've got one in the truck, but it's just there in case I catch one. I want to see if it's 10 or something.
Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter.
I kind of got away. When I started, I only weighed fish and never measured them, and now I only measure them and don't weigh them.
Sure.
So nothing really crazy that I could think of.
What about snacks? Like, what are your favorite treats, to keep you going out there on the water?
I carry a lot of granola bars. My favorite thing's probably peanut butter pretzels.
Okay.
They come in a little plastic tub thing. I'll carry those out with me, and then I like Nas energy drinks. I like the grape one. So it's kind of like a peanut butter and jelly on the water.
There you go.
It's
all right.
Pretty good little snack.
I think the Uncrustables are pretty popular amongst anglers in the tournament scene.
Yeah.
You see a lot of those for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find yourself like not eating, not probably paying enough attention to your health on the water? Like, do you get off the water at the end of the day and you're dehydrated and you're like, oh crap, I haven't ate all day, or
Yeah, all the time.
I've been drinking nonstop.
All the
I
time.
haven't drank any
Especially when I'm
water
fishing a
today.
tournament, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely dehydrated and malnourished at the end of the day after a tournament.
Yeah.
I got to the point now where I'll carry in my cooler. I have some deli meat like turkey and cheese and stuff like that. So because a lot of times when you get off the water, trying to find a place to eat is
Mhm.
tough. So I got to the point where I'll carry that stuff with me, and also healthier than fast food, which is
Yeah.
usually all you can find.
Yeah,
Seems like there's always a Mexican place that's open, if anything, though, around.
for sure.
I don't know why.
Hey, do you try to eat healthy on the road, or is that, I know it's probably dang near impossible, but is that something
Yeah,
you're conscious of, or?
I'm trying to get better with it. Since I'm getting older and stuff, even eating on the water, I can't just completely ignore it the way I used to, when I was younger. So I try to, I'm trying to be a little healthier with it. I started carrying even some little protein powder packs where I could just dump it in the water and shake it up and get some nourishment that way.
Yeah.
Something quick and easy.
Yeah, that's like, that's just kind of like what I was saying earlier. We ignore things that we, should probably be paying more attention to. And that's a great example of that. It's like, okay, well, I'm so focused on, accomplishing this mission here that I'm not even thinking about the fact that my, brain is probably trying to tell me to, like, hey, eat
Yeah.
something, drink
Even
something.
pre-fishing, I'm bad with it. One of the things I like are those oatmeal packs. Those are pretty cool too. You get them at like Walmart and stuff. And like if I'm pre-fishing, sometimes they're like a treat on the water.
What is it like? Do you have to mix it up, or what do you do?
So it's a pack, comes with a little pack of food and a little like a fork and all that stuff, and
Uh-huh.
it has a little pack where so you fill it up with water, you put the food pack in it, and then you drop this little pack in there, and it boils the water and cooks the food, and then
Okay.
you just pull the pack out and eat it.
I
It's
have
pretty
not
cool.
seen that. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's pretty
handy.
cool. Hmm.
Okay, so is Todd with you this week?
No, he's not.
Todd is not. And do you use a trailer to haul your kayak?
Yeah, I do. I have just a modified Sea-Doo trailer right now that I'm using. I've been using for a few years, and it's worked pretty well for me. I carry some spare bearings from Tractor Supply because I've blown those a few times.
Out of necessity.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah, it I don't think that thing's really made to handle the miles and speed that I do when I'm when I'm traveling. So definitely blown a few of those bearings. But I'm
That's
looking
what you
into
need. You
getting
need
that.
a trailer sponsor.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely
Yeah,
what
come
I
on,
need.
hit this guy up. There's a few of them out there. There's some pretty high end, almost tactical options nowadays.
Hmm.
Rod holders, tackle storage. I mean, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I've been looking at some stuff. There's some really nice ones out there.
Heck yeah.
I really like mine's really light, so if I like to go down, back roads and stuff like that. So if I get to where I can't turn around with the trailer or something, I could just pull that thing off, and I got no problem turning around and stuff like that. It's really easy to handle. So I'd probably stick with something pretty light, like a single kayak trailer, but higher quality. Is kind of what I'm looking for right now.
How did it handle in the wind that you probably had to drive through?
Oh yeah, it was it was pretty rough.
Was
I
it
think it
blowing?
was costing me some gas mileage too with that wind today. I was noticing.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Just fighting against it. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
hmm.
sure it didn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Gas has got to be a concern. Like, are you doing anything? Like, are you doing anything to try to offset some of that? Or
Well, I've always I've used this gas apps called Bass Buddy or Gas Buddy. Sorry,
okay,
Bass on the
hey.
brain. But yeah, so it'll show you like how how much gas is at different stations, and you could put your route in and kind of plan your stops as you go, for pick the cheapest gas out. So
Nice.
I've done that for a few years. So
You
it
need
helps
to
keep it
get
down
like
little
a
bit.
big 50-gallon tank and fill up while you're around this area before you go back to.
Yeah.
Is it quite a bit cheaper out here then? Or?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 plus a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida. I was just down there. It's, I think, 4.20 everywhere I saw.
Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. But do you think that's stopped anybody from fishing these events?
Sure, it hasn't helped.
Yeah.
It's hard to it's hard to travel knowing you're going to be spending $400 or $500 in gas on a trip or whatever it is.
Sure.
I know even my buddy Matt Scotch was telling me he would have fished one of the tournaments. I think it was Santee, but
Hmm.
it was going to cost him $1,000 in gas to come from Texas to go to that tournament. So
Jeez. Yeah, that's a big investment, and if you win, great, but and they had some good payouts, down the line, but I could see that. I mean, I don't know. I thought all kayak fishermen were just rolling in the dough, from all the tournament winnings,
yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
So, all right, well, heck yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on. I know kind of had you come in a little bit later, this evening, but I do appreciate you coming on, and um, shout out to Joel for holding it down. He's an entertaining fellow, so I'm sure the people that were watching were well entertained. I don't know how much information he really gives, but he's fun to laugh at and laugh with. But yeah, man, I just want to congratulate you on your recent success and for sticking with it all these years. And um, it's awesome to see that you're having more opportunities that are going to be sprouting up, and there's more of these companies that are willing to invest their money into the sport of kayak fishing, even at the big national level. I'm kind of a hometown guy, right? And so I fish the local stuff, but guys like you are the reason that the local guys have the opportunities that they have, because really without the big spotlight being on the Hobie BOS and the Bass Nation series and KBF, without those, nobody'd really probably care at all about kayak fishing. So that is definitely an important part that I think a lot of the local guys do aspire to achieve, and a lot of them do. You get guys like Richie and Mel that just get tired of kicking our butts all the time, and they decide to take it on to the national scene. But
yeah, Richie's here too.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll be fishing this one.
Heck yeah. I guess he did tell me that. I don't know I think David was talking about going down there, and I'm not sure if he made it down there or not yet, but Cruz, that is.
Okay.
But he's kind of taking a little bit of a break here the last year or so. So I think he's going to be back at it this year.
Cool.
But do you have anything that you would like to say that maybe we didn't cover? I know we're kind of just going over some tackle stuff, but do you have anything else that maybe we forgot or that you'd like to include?
I don't know. I'm sorry that I was a little late getting on. It's been a crazy 24 hours or however long it's been.
Yeah.
So I just got off the water, came straight off the water, and actually Mel was the one who reminded me. He's like, "Don't you have a podcast tonight?" I was like, "Yep." I could get back to the house real quick. So.
All right.
Thanks,
well,
Mel.
shout out to Mel. You the real MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, man. Well, it was nice to meet you for the first time. Hopefully I'll be able to see you on the water one of these days. And check out that St. Clair bin if you can make it work. That All American deal is a pretty sweet thing they got going on. I don't know if you've seen much about it, but they're kind of just doing a regional series, versus just a local little home state thing. But they got some really cool bodies of water on there, guys are
Yeah, I think
traveling.
I looked at it a little bit at the beginning of the year. It looked pretty cool. The schedule and everything looked pretty cool.
Yeah. And they've, those Missouri guys are crazy. They've got a huge, they've got a huge following, and they have big turnouts every single event, and it's definitely carrying over from what those guys are doing over there. But yeah, man, congratulations, reigning champ. Go win you another one. There's a couple more opportunities, so use that momentum and just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, that's the plan. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, and you have a good one, and go get on them.
All right. Thanks. Later.
All right, guys, there you have it. We had a couple different guests tonight. Special guest host, Joel Johnson. Shout out to Fat Basses TV. If you guys aren't subscribed, go subscribe to him. He's a good guy, and he is fun to fish with. He doesn't always stick it out for the full event, but we're working on that. So Eric Siddiqi, obviously, happy to have him on the show, and happy that he was able to come on and talk to us, Kansas guys, us Midwest guys. Our reach isn't the biggest, and so I do appreciate people like him coming on the show, and definitely appreciate that. Kind of cool to hear about what he's bringing on his boat. Probably not too different than what you guys are carrying on yours. He did have quite a few rods, but anyways, kind of just cool to hear about that stuff. And I'm seeing some of the comments over here. Appreciate you guys sticking in so long. I know for the first part of the show, we weren't sure if he was going to be on or not. So the guys that stuck in that whole time, really do appreciate that. That really is going to help us with our numbers and get to where we're trying to get with our watch hours and everything. So we're about to be monetized. I don't really know what that means yet. I guess I'm going to start getting paid for some of the views. I don't really know how that all works, but I think Joel's going to inform me on how that goes. So Casual Bass Guy, Mike Marvel, so Mike will be maybe the next one. I think we're shooting for a week from today, but I may be shooting another one in the meantime. We're still trying to get Landon on. So we may end up doing a podcast on a completely different day than we normally do. So I don't know. We're trying to be organized, but also this stuff just kind of happens, and you got to do it or it won't get done. So guys, 1,000 subscribers, behind the reel fishing. Excited to have you along for the ride, and we're not done. This is the beginning, and full steam ahead. Appreciate you guys. I owe it all to you. Make sure you share this video with one of your friends and help spread the love. I don't know, something like that. All right, I'm out of here.